Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Stover, and I'm here at Oya Restaurant and Lounge in Washington, D.C. with my colleague Walter Avalos, and we're going to be doing a little regional wine tasting here in honor of Local Wine Week, as featured on drinklocalwine.com, where a number of writers from around the country are going to be focused on local and regional wines. So today we're going to taste through some of the featured wines we have here at Oya. All of these wines today have a little bit of a political charge to them because we are featuring wines from Illinois and wines from Arizona. And so far, the wines from Illinois are in the lead. Yay! But first up, I wanted to show you this really cool wine from Colorado, actually, which, as you know, is, if you're following the election, one of the battleground states in this election. This is the Jack Rabbit Hill Sauvignon Blanc, which is from western Colorado. It's a very small winery. Actually, they also have a distillery there as well, where they produce gin, vodka, and everything is biodynamic. So it's like a step further than being organic. And this is a really fun Sauvignon Blanc. What do you think of it?
I think it's wonderful. I like the taste of it. It's really light.
It's light, but I think it's a fat wine. Like it has. It's not like drinking. It's not like the French Kiss Sauvignon that we have here from France. It's definitely got a little bit more. It's kind of oily to me, but that's okay. I mean, it is a warm climate.
Totally, I definitely taste a lot of pear in this wine.
Pear, for sure. Apricot. It's fun.
Very fun wine to taste. Probably with a very good salad for the first course.
Yeah.
I will definitely recommend this.
Good for lighter dishes, for sure.
Sushi.
And also sushi or even salmon.
Yeah,
salmon being a heavier fish.
What about some eel? Would this go
that
well
would work with eel too, certainly. Absolutely. All right, so here is another really fun white. We only have 2 whites in this lineup today. This is from Illinois. This is one of our Obama wines, if you will. This is the Linfred Winery Sabal Blanc. It's a winery that's right outside of Chicago. I had a chance to visit the winery a couple months ago and just was blown away with the quality of the wines. They do a lot of purchasing of fruits, so they do some wines from California. They have grapes trucked in where they do the crush. But this is actually Illinois fruit, actually southern Illinois, and Sabal Blanc is a hybrid varietal that, to me, I mean, this screams screaming like it's not Moscato, but it screams Sauvignon Blanc and Riesling together to me.
Absolutely, very delicate, very feminine.
Yeah, a lot of
aromas into it. A full bouquet of definitely a good wine.
And it's got a little bit of a sweetness to it, which I think has been good to have this on the list because it pacifies our Riesling drinkers, since we don't have a Riesling right now.
Andrew, tell me, would this be fair to use this as probably with dessert? Would you use this with dessert?
Totally. You know what dessert I would think? Fresh fruits or the Asian pear upside down cake would be fabulous.
Yeah.
So Linfred Winery, Sabal Blanc from Illinois.
Definitely.
And definitely those of you that might be watching from Chicagoland, it is totally worth your while. It's like right past O'Hare Airport. It's a great day trip from downtown Chicago.
Love it. Outstanding.
Okay, so let's do, we have 2 other wines from Illinois.
Really, we do?
Yeah, over here. The
Big Red?
The Eric the Red and the, let's grab the Galena too.
Tell me more about this wine over here. I'm
this,
really excited about that.
This one's been doing really well. This is a wine from Illinois. It is called Eric the Red. It's a grape called Marechal Foch. Marechal Foch is another hybrid varietal, so a cross between a French varietal and an American.
What is similar to that grape? What would you compare it to for the ones that don't quite know such a string names of grapes?
To me, this one is a lot like Pinot Noir, and I think that's how we've been successful with it. The winery is located in western Illinois, and speaking with the owner, Scott Lawler, he's the owner, he says it's the Aspen of Illinois, because apparently it's not all flat cornfields, as most of us here on the east might think of Illinois. It's a rolling hillside. He says it looks a lot like Northern Virginia wine country.
But I thought this is a great wine with some
smell this thing. Yeah, with lighter foods.
Mushrooms.
Oh,
It smells like wild shiitake mushrooms.
it's got a lot of earth going on, but it's also got a lot of fruit. I mean, I smell a lot of cherry, a little bit of violet too. Like I always smell violets,
Smooth violet?
like just like flowers, like violets
Violets?
and violets,
Violets?
purple flowers. Yeah, sometimes I smell that in Pinot Noirs, and this isn't a Pinot Noir, but it's yummy.
Very yummy.
Wow, it's very smooth. It's light.
2006?
2006 vintage. So Eric the Red, Marshall Foch from Illinois.
How many wines did they make for this production?
This one is small production. I think they only made about 300 or so cases.
Really?
I forget the actual amount, but they're a really small winery. They make a lot of different wines, but they're still by some standards. I mean, it's certainly not a California wine factory. So here's another wine from Galena Cellars. So first we have the Eric the Red, and so this is their other one that we're serving here. This is a grape called Frontenac, and Frontenac is another hybrid varietal. This one is a little bit of a bigger wine. Give it a sniff, and it's a little tight. It needs to open up a little bit, but
I will agree with you on that.
what does it remind you of? Like if you were to liken it to a wine that perhaps other people might be more familiar with.
I will definitely get this if someone enjoys a good Merlot.
That's what I always tell people too. It
Because
tastes like
it's
Merlot.
really Merlot. It's really smooth, like
It's
a Merlot
smooth.
grape.
It's spicy a little bit.
And a nice taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like the finish of the delicacy of this
Oh.
wine.
I love how it smells. It has a fair amount of American oak on it. At least let's hope it's American oak.
Is this
'cause it's
oak fermented?
I'm not sure if it's fermented in oak, but certainly it has seen some oak treatment on it. To me, it smells like American oak because it's a very robust,
Really?
kind of a spicy, and you know, it's a hybrid grape, and sometimes with hybrid grapes, they go usually for the American oak. They
And
actually are using a native American oak on this other one, which is cool because they do have a lot of oak in Missouri that they're able to make barrels out of. What?
I do have a question. What's the difference between oak barrel and steel barrel? Would the wine be more aged faster than the way they fermented, or will it be two different things?
Well, the steel tanks,
Right, the steel
stainless steel tanks, are normally used for primarily with white wines, but also depending on what they're trying to do, sometimes with red wines.
This is great.
And that produces a very clean wine. Once you introduce oak, you adding in a lot of different flavors. You're adding in like a toasty flavor sometimes because oak barrels have sometimes gone through some fire in the production of the barrels. They char. Sometimes the heads, they call the pieces that form the ends of the barrels. Those are the heads. They will char those with fire, and that adds a smoky flavor. Sometimes you get a vanilla flavor out of oak. So it adds to complexity of the wine. It also adds to it adds a little bit of oxidation, which isn't a bad thing. Wines, because oak is not an airtight material, a little air gets in and out, and that adds to the complexity and the flavor of the wine.
What makes this so fantastic? Or the finish of the taste of this wine
It's
is
all
amazing.
in the winemaker. It's a lot has to do with the winemaker. And
this is
I'll be
fabulous.
honest, I'm not that familiar with the Frontenac grape. Perhaps
It's
some
so
of you
good.
out there
I definitely
are
recommend
more
it.
familiar with it. Again, it being a hybrid, and this is my first experience with it.
I
This
like it.
particular grape. It's
Very
a fabulous wine. So,
Very different.
So Illinois,
Cheers.
good. We like that.
Cheers. We like that a lot.
Keep going. Illinois has about 75 wineries now, and it's funny because people think we're crazy serving these wines here.
But we do so well.
And we do so well with it because people are really interested in trying local wines, and that's kind of why this Drink Local Wine project has come up, because there are so many great local wines available now, and also with the whole slow food movement, people want to eat local, but why not drink local too?
Exactly.
Less carbon footprint. If you're drinking wines that are traveling, 50 miles to get to you versus 3,000 miles from California.